10 o'clock for the Cultural Committee. We will begin by on the first agenda item. We're all here, by the way. Shall we do a roll call?
Paula Fay.
Diane Fay.
Corinna Milliken.
Chris Morano.
Susan Sherman. We will now take the time to review the minutes and hopefully vote on them, please.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes as written.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No, do we have to take a roll call?
Zoom.
We're on.
So nobody signed it.
It's not recording.
It is recording. It says recording up in the upper corner, so we are recording.
Nobody signed on. So we have to acknowledge if there was somebody signed on.
It only has one bit, maybe.
She told me.
That's how you can get me.
Just hit the button that says video, you'll see us. You know, be recorded.
Thank
Are we happy now?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
No, we are.
Thank you for checking me. You're not happy? I'm not either, but that's another story. Okay, so we have roll call. Let's do a roll call on that because I think we should. On the minutes.
Paula Fay, aye.
Diane Fay, aye.
Corinna Milliken, aye.
Chris Morano, aye.
Susan Sherman, aye. Okay, and secondly, on the minutes are continue review of the application for the grants.
Okay, so maybe I can help through facilitating this process. I know.
Just let me say, I did give you a copy of the letter from Reverend Bruce.
Oh, yeah, I had a letter.
Right there.
Okay.
This is a new one?
I can actually hit
It's
on
been
those
amended
as I go
just
through this.
say that
Oh, okay.
to the top.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so just to start reviewing some of the things from last meeting and this meeting, I do know that we had a couple of issues. One of the first issues we had was to reach out to Mass Cultural Council for the purposes of determining what number they and ourselves would be comfortable with pertaining to available funds, which would have been funds from last year
Right.
that were not utilized or potentially are sitting there waiting to be utilized. So in my conversation with them, I expressed to them the fact that, you know, it's an entirely new group. You're dealing with issues, well, new group plus one previous, but dealing with issues of not knowing what has cleared through and settling that out. So after some discussions, they had some numbers that they thought they had from Kingston. They've come back and basically have indicated that what they will use as the total amount of money that Kingston has to expend this year is $12,650. So that's what we will be reaching for. We'll be reaching for the $8,900 that they gave us this year as the annual state allocation, and additional funds making it up to the $12,650.
What is left because people did not put in?
Well,
For their grant.
that's it. We don't necessarily know that because all of that clearing through hasn't
Right, so
necessarily.
if that clears, if it clears through, then we don't have that money, correct?
If,
And we only have the 9.
well, they feel that based upon what they're seeing,
Yeah,
that this should suffice
Yeah.
at this point.
okay.
If that becomes an issue, it does become an issue that we have to deal with. But we also have to realize that some of these people that we award money to,
Oh, right.
because it's reimbursement, it's not just
Yes,
we're giving you 500,
right.
here it is.
Yeah, they have
We're
to
giving
do,
you 500.
they have to do their, yeah,
Prove,
they have
yeah.
to do their one.
All right,
Yeah.
so,
Paula, could I ask a question at this time? Because I don't know the answer, being new. Who allots and how do they allot?
all right, that is.
Do you know? No.
At the state
Oh, the state
level,
level does.
at the state level, they receive money from the state budget. That goes to Mass Cultural Council. Mass Cultural breaks that into various programs they run.
Mhm.
This is just one of the many programs they run. They
Sure.
have grant programs and things like that too, that are like the facility things. So they put so much in the pool for local cultural councils. Then they look at the local cultural council based upon demographics and size. All right,
Of the town.
of the town, all right? And a little bit of population, they do a mix. This year they've added to it where they've, and I would think they potentially had it proportional last year, that they've taken specific groups too and allocated some of the money above and beyond town. So like Kingston as a town gets money. Middleborough as a town gets money. But places where there's Native American, the tribal council overseeing those various towns,
They get more.
they get their own spot of money
I see.
that they then can.
So it's
utilize
through
to-
demographics. The answer is through demographics
and
and
what they-
history or,
yeah, they consider it need or community involvement, uncovered or unrepresented
Okay.
communities. So that's how they take it. And so they decide that you get 8,900.
Mhm.
Middleborough got, I think 19,000, excuse me. You got 8,000, they got 19,000. Other communities, there's probably a whole bunch of communities got the 8,900. You know, it's not that so they do it in
Right.
chunks.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, that's an awful big difference, 8,000 to the 18,000,
Yeah,
did you say?
but yeah, it's the
Is
size
it
of the
the,
population.
Size of the community. Yeah.
Community
It
size.
depends on how much money they get as well. I mean, we've had $12,000.
oh, have you?
But if you live in Somerville, I'm sure you get a whole lot more.
You get more.
But why did it deplete to 8?
Because maybe they didn't get as
Because
much
their
money.
funding this
money.
year could be less,
Oh,
or they picked up other things like they've moved to doing the tribal council, which they hadn't done many years
So they're
back.
cutting it.
All right, so
But it wasn't for
Fighting the
lack of use is what I'm checking.
no,
Not at all.
no.
Okay,
not-
that's what I'm checking.
not
If
even
it
that.
wasn't used.
It's usually
Okay.
consistent and.
Okay,
that's-
sorry to interrupt, but
No.
thank you for that
All right,
education.
so that's what we're working off of. So I know you got it updated last time, printouts. This is the same printout you received the last time that was sent
That I've written
electronically.
all over.
It's in green because this is our starting
Second.
point
Thank you.
for discussions for today.
Thank you.
I just want to go through and review some things that we agreed upon,
Thank you.
talk about some things that we had open.
Mhm.
All right, so the top three sections there, we basically agreed upon, but on the section that says number 7 and number 22, we had said that we had to go back and get some feedback on them because we weren't fully comfortable with what was written as their supporting letters or if there was support.
Mhm.
So I know you went out to the library and
Right.
asked about the one that had Stephen Miller's things, and your feelings are,
Well, I feel, you want me to read what the email, I
You
got
can.
an email back from the library director, Donald Cologne, and he said when I got back to the library after he talked after our last meeting, I asked Karen about those performers and she vaguely remembers Stephen mentioning on them. The name Lewis rang a bell to her, so I am not sure if Stephen had the conversations with them. But if no letters of support were given, then they may have just been informal discussions. I know you have a small money pie to divide up, so we know that decisions must be made. But because Stephen is out on surgery leave, he's not coming back, Donald said, until the beginning of January. And we need to make a decision before that point. But I would recommend that Stephen has been involved with these people and would like to see them approved. So,
okay, and not only there wasn't some involvement, but at least conveyed that they would relocate it because of the size, so are we all comfortable that we'll keep them in the pool?
And what numbers are they?
I sort of,
he's number
I
7.
sort of feel different.
I do too.
But I mean, we'll have to vote on it. I mean, I sort of feel that, the director didn't even have
Well, it wasn't put to him. It was put to the record.
no, I understand that as well, but there was no letter really recommending that
Okay.
they wanted to do that program.
Mhm.
So there were other programs that they did do that. Isn't that correct?
I don't
Well,
believe any
I think if we
programs that
step back and we look at it, Kingston did not put out any guidelines. So there was actually no requirement through the application process that there be anything.
Even though we've done that, we've had
Even though you've done it
guidelines in the past. All right.
Yeah, that's what happens when
Mhm.
you know, a community doesn't give guidelines.
Yeah.
It opens it up to.
But we've always had them.
And that's the same.
And the library was aware of that. but
That's
they-
the same with our town, Hillsborough.
They didn't do guidelines.
They didn't send them the guidelines this year, so when
Oh.
it came down to it,
They got 45 applications they're doing.
and there's
Yeah.
no guidelines saying, and lots of them are saying,
Right,
we'll do it anywhere the town can find us a spot.
Right, and that's-
Well,
yeah.
So from
We
that.
don't know, they're
standpoint-
meeting today.
yeah.
So we don't know what
Now
they're
you,
doing.
so you,
I feel uncomfortable for the same reason. I mean, you're saying the library director has an idea about this, but who is the one that's in surgery?
Stephen Miller,
who
reference
is he?
librarian.
He's the reference librarian.
And I must say, we do have funds.
we do have
So
funds,
and we'll probably end up with extra funds
Yeah.
if we don't.
Yeah,
And
and
then
what,
we'll go
$5.95,
back and we
not
can
a huge sum there.
And we've done that and we've reconsidered.
yeah,
when
and
we've
Paula's
had
not
additional
saying that
money.
they're made a definite person, right? You're saying they're just having the,
they're kept in the
Right,
loop
the
at this
limit.
point, because we have some work to go through today.
Right.
Before we go
and
there.
so
Right.
they'd
So-
still be if we had funds in consideration.
Based on the request, I think it's okay, knowing they've spoken with Stephen and it's something that Stephen is supporting, but well, we can't talk to him at this point. I don't know what we should do. I mean, he's not accessible.
So,
Who put it in? Was it Stephen or was it the librarian?
no,
No.
it was the performer.
Yeah.
The performer
Lewis-
submitted the
Andrew
application.
Lewis Parks.
The performer indicated he had discussions with Stephen Miller,
Oh,
and that Stephen Miller was moving it from the library to
you're
the
right.
big room.
yeah.
In the COA, wherever that may be.
Mhm.
All right, so, and there was some member of the staff that has said that she remembers the name and the whole routine.
Exactly.
So from my standpoint, I'm gonna personally say, I think there's enough information that we don't drop the person right now. Because remember, we've also said that all of these in the top, that doesn't mean they're gonna get the full amount. We still
Right.
have to go through that process. So,
Based on the fact though that he must have discussed it at length because it's changed to the senior center. So I'm thinking that
That-
Stephen
knew enough to have that
knew enough
conversation.
to, yeah. So I think it's,
And we're seeing that in other towns, we're seeing that in Middleborough, where they have an activities director and they have a facilities, the head of the
Mhm.
Council on Aging. And the activities director submitted stuff for people that said they'd like to come and
Or
perform
approved.
or approved
Never.
it. And the person says, the activities director told me this will be fine. There's no letter from the head of it or anything. And she says, well, I let my activities person do the programming
Right,
because
right.
that's her job.
All right, so we're,
So with that,
all right, so we,
Similar
are we at
circumstance.
least got some level of consensus?
I think
that
they're
we
worth
can amend?
considering
We can,
again
yeah.
as my.
The whole,
Alright.
sure.
Okay, so now the next entity was Matt York, and he was the one
Emily
that
Bruce.
was going to do it at the First Parish in Kingston.
Right.
There was a letter of support for that activity in that event. We had some concerns because the letter as written wasn't fully open. So
To the
it
public.
was something that the public could attend, but it wasn't fully open in that.
And I spoke with her and she revised it and
And that's
very
what we-
clearly. Yeah, and I've given you all a copy of that.
Right.
Did you get it? Right. You
Yeah.
see it? Yeah.
And, if we decide to approve it, they come back for the monies, they have to, show that it's been advertised, those sort of
Right.
things.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, so we're okay moving with that group at the top now, and now I'm gonna go down to the bottom of the first page and
Mhm.
on to the second page. Those were applications that we indicated that we were not going to fund. Number 6, the king is dead. They had no reference to the library,
Mhm.
and the library director said he hadn't heard them. Number 9, the same thing. They looked at the library,
Right,
same thing. He hadn't heard from them.
Right.
Number 15, which was the catnip junkies,
Mhm.
1800, not heard of them at all.
Right.
So then we go back to number 10, which was the dance,
Mhm.
and they had an environment that was a private corporation for
Without accessibility
Right.
from the public.
accessibility to the outside and all. And it was truly written that way. So we
Mhm.
decided that that doesn't meet the need of meeting all of the community.
Mhm.
And number 21, which was the theft of dignity, which said that it would be taking place and be mandatory at the middle school, no reference, no involvement at all. So we get concerned about those. So are we comfortable that those are the ones that standard process at this point?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to say we can put those away and I'm going to give you another sheet. And I'm going to explain the other sheet before we go anywhere so people understand conceptually how it's structured. So there's, I'm passing that way. And these, so pass that down to the very end. And that's your.
She's so organized.
So I
Have one. Thank you.
we're not giving you one.
So you have to share.
So
Thank you, Paula.
Share
I've
it.
now separated this into 2 pages. The first page are all the ones that we just went through and we identified what we were gonna do with them. All right. The second page are all of those ones that we still need to discuss. They
Okay.
didn't get thrown out the first time around. Remember the first time around, we were looking at location, we were looking at letters of support and clarifying their ability to fulfill all of the community. So the first page basically is everyone. I'm going to take you to the bottom of the second page because I want you to look at some of those numbers. You'll notice that the first column matches the first column in your green sheet. That was how much was originally asked for. It was asked for $16,325 in total. That's how much.
Oh, if we were to give to each of them.
We're going to give to everyone.
Right. If
You
we
will
were.
notice that the second column now shows $7,620. But if you look at the second column on the green page,
76.
it says 7,100, 76,200, 7,000.
Yeah,
76,220.
7,000.
Thank you. You'll notice on the green page.
Right,
it was only
71,75.
71,115. I want to explain to you
Okay.
where that additional money came from. Go back to the first page.
Of the white ones?
On the white.
Yep.
And you will notice that there is a new amount added. It's called Local Cultural Council Administrative Fee.
Oh.
That is money that they give a 5% money out of what you have of all your available.
You have to hold
To
it.
be set aside.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at that when it's set aside, you can use it for a variety of things, including in it is you can use it for mailings and overall advertisement. All right. So that has some additional use for this committee going.
But is
forward.
it for this fiscal year or for next?
It's for the fiscal year that this is involved.
So we can't use this for advertising for next year?
You can use that at the end. That's one thing you can use it for.
What we did one year is we sat at one of the fairs. I don't remember years ago, and we got coffee mugs with Kingston Cultural Council on them.
Oh.
And people could, so we outlay that money
You
and pens or something, and they would pay for the little stipend for the mug, and we tried to advertise, and we had little flyers. Yeah.
You can also use it for advertising group things like all of the Kingston
Event.
300 events.
We
All
could
right,
put
you
it-
can
yeah.
use it for that. It can be used for any kinds of things like that if you go through.
Not our Christmas party, eh?
Not our personal Christmas party. Sorry, if you go on tonight, then it's over.
Oh, all right.
All right, so that $445 is what has
That's just it.
changed. It has, but it has also changed the bottom line. So if you're looking between the two, you know where that, it wasn't just
Okay.
pulled from the sky. So now if we look at this handout, still on the bottom of page 2. The available funds there that are shown are $12,650. That is the amount of our $8,900 plus the amount the Cultural Council says take from
We have,
last year.
so we are gonna use that as a line.
That's the line we're going to use. We've currently dispersed $7,620, assuming everything that we picked previously is getting.
Is that including the library?
Yep.
And that's including. All
And
right.
that York, yep.
So we have available right now today to move around $5,030.
Yep.
You'll notice on the other side there, it says that we have to be assigned $5,030.
Yep.
We have waiting to get money, $6,500. And that is truly those people listed on this second page. So that's who we have to now look at.
Okay.
All right. So obviously we can't give every one of them money. All right. So we probably should begin by looking at those that are in the still to be reviewed page. So page 2. And start asking some questions. They didn't make it because of location, because of how we did that. They obviously, and that was the first knock you out, was the location. So all of these are really outside of Kingston.
Yes.
All right. We fund every one of them, we can't do it. So now this is where it becomes a case of you have to start looking and say which ones submitted grants at the state level, because that's where they go first, and answered all of the questions on the state
Form.
form.
Which
Do you
is
know
the-
the answer to that?
Yeah,
I
they're on-
actually do.
They're the ones in our,
Because one of the things, if you've read everyone's questions, you'll notice we all answered the same questions. And the very last question they ask you is, did you apply to other cultural councils or tribal? And identify the ones that you applied to. So if somebody said, I applied to a bunch of local ones, or one of my favorites, I'll tell you in February who I applied to. Oh, that's nice. You know, it's kind of like, tell me your name, but I'm not gonna tell you my name until this date. So those are the ones that you say to yourself, do they read and process this grant application? You know,
and did they answer in good faith
answer in good faith the
the
question.
questions?
So I will tell you right now, as we go through them,
Which ones?
Bulletcraft says that they will ask a whole bunch of people in surrounding communities. That's not telling you which ones, because it doesn't tell you the scope of surrounding.
So that's 2 of them.
Those are
Okay.
2 of them. All right.
North River.
North River did identify.
Sure.
All right, the only other one that did not identify and received money previous years from a whole bunch of places, but they don't tell you that they identify.
Some of it's Philharmonic.
No, they give you a list a
No.
mile long. They're out to Dedham.
Right.
No, it's in Middleborough. It's Soul Homestead.
Soul Homestead.
They don't tell you, yet they actually, I believe, received money last year from
They
Kingston
did.
too.
Mhm.
All right.
Plus, a lot of people go there, go to take part.
And they got money
Yeah.
from Middleborough last year.
I'm
And
sure they did.
And the issue is, you know, when you don't do that, you're not following the rules of what's being asked.
Is that in the guidelines? Well, it is.
Well, it is because they ask you the
It's in
question.
the
They ask you
state's
the question.
question.
Right? So, you know,
So those are the only 2,
those are the only 2.
Well, actually 3 because,
North River and
and
Soul.
so,
No,
North River did was all right.
Um,
Full of
Full of
crap.
crap.
full of crap.
They have 2 requests and Soul was the other one. Doesn't mean you have to cut them out completely.
Right.
But
They're questionable.
but they are questionable. So now I gotta find, oh God. Closing it up. I gotta pull up my sheet. I'm gonna quickly do something right now. I open one of these because I want to show you what numbers we're now working with. I'm just gonna go through and I got a spreadsheet here and I'm just gonna put in the numbers that show for everyone else that they asked for. Okay,
Oh, the full amount, you mean?
I'm gonna put the full amount because that helps us to start
Right,
having another conversation.
right. I mean,
Because a lot of this is,
sometimes we've gone through the next ones and say, okay, which ones do we want to consider? Do they have some of, did they have
so I am gonna ask
answer some of
that,
the
I'm
questions?
gonna ask
That's
that
what she'll probably do.
question.
Yeah.
Of any of those that remained,
Mhm.
was there anyone that you said to yourself, what the heck is this program and should we be funding?
Yeah, I think the best practice, I have to look at that one. Number 14,
Practice best practicing.
yeah,
That application is more of an online
yes.
aspects. They create videos that are then
Right.
available for you to use.
Mhm.
Their focus is actually on two types of entities. Their focus is on artists. So, if you're a weaver or a potter or whatever, it gives you information on how to apply for grants that are out there.
Right,
It gives you information on how to fund or restructure aspects of what you do. And it gives you information on marketing and how to market it.
Mhm.
All right, how to design flyers, those kinds of things. And if you're a nonprofit focused on supporting cultural events, all right,
Mhm.
it gives you ideas there. So it's sort of like a support system for the artists in the cultural community.
I guess for me, I would think they go directly to Mass Cultural Council.
Mass Cultural doesn't offer that service at all.
Oh, okay.
Surprise.
So looking at,
Say that would be,
Yeah.
state.
And for anyone else, there other opportunities they can pay to go to some of these bigger conferences that are out
Right.
there.
And they did say they went to like 9,000 different places
That
for grants.
yeah, and that there are people,
Mhm.
appears to be people using their system.
Yes,
It was kind of enlightening for myself too, because I know as a nonprofit, there's a big nonprofit state organization,
right,
but it's all kinds of nonprofit.
Right.
It's, it could be people that are doing food service type
Right.
things, but it's not cultural based. So this kind of narrowed it down there.
what bothers me is if you, have you applied to other cultural councils for funding?
and they were honest and said, yeah.
And they
Yeah, but
identified-
they're all on, much further south,
But
west. And none of them, I mean, we are the closest, they have us listed. Plymouth is listed, which I would think would be appropriate, but it's Rochester, Swansea, Somerset, Taunton, Wareham.
Cambridge.
Well, Cambridge is a little out there, isn't it?
and
Acushnet, it just seemed like we're that much further. I have a little bit of an issue with that.
all right. So now some things that we can talk about on that one is it wasn't a poor choice on their naming. That the original people who started this process as a small group before they even started to ask for money
Right.
named themselves South Shore, whatever that could be, South Coast,
Mhm.
and
Well, it is South Coast.
And-
Well, they have-
no, they
Across the
actually named themselves best practice. They started in New Bedford as a small
Mhm,
group.
But
right.
it does say South Coast and online. That's their main.
Target
So
audience.
why is that a bad thing?
Well, it's not. It just
Oh.
kind of excludes, in my mind,
Right.
Kingston, Duxbury. I think that Plymouth would be the
There
furthest.
is Plymouth there.
Yeah.
But then they go to Cambridge, right? Isn't that somebody?
Well, Cambridge is out of the box. I mean, I don't
They're in
understand that.
Lakeville.
But I think it's because of that, they now spread themselves to be
Right,
online.
right.
I think those initial people that started it could have been there.
Mhm.
But so that's one that, we talked about, so at least we've got some ideas and I'm not saying let's do anything yet, but I do want to say, let's look right now at,
It's only $200.
yeah,
Right.
Right,
let's look right
Which
now.
is under it.
Isn't it?
isn't it 250?
Well, 250 is what, if
Right,
you
they
listen
recommend,
to their things, they say, ask for 250. So these people,
We're happy with.
we're happy with 200, And I've seen people ask for $100 too, and it's like, why did you waste time doing
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, a lot of people.
So, but let's look at the bottom page here on your sheets, because I
Mhm.
just put in all of those numbers excluding,
Are we on the green sheet or?
no, the green sheet's gone,
Oh,
White sheet.
the white sheet.
all right, sorry.
the new wage.
Yep.
So if you look at this, to be assigned was $5,030.
Mhm.
Right now, awaiting to be assigned, all right, is
6,500, yeah.
6,500.
650. Now,
6,000.
6,000.
sorry about what my mind isn't there. But if we look at it on the other side, having assigned all of those people less Soul and the Fuller Museum,
Mhm.
we have a total of $13,470 that we would be putting out. We've
Where,
got,
where are you getting that number?
Omit-
Adding everything.
I am getting that.
Let's go through this. So you're just saying
I didn't give anything to Soul. I
Right.
said Fuller.
Fuller
Craft,
twice.
and I
Okay.
didn't give anything to Soul. I gave everyone else the same, what they
Amount.
asked for.
Okay,
So-
and that total is what?
$13,470.
So we're still
So
over.
we're still over.
So we are over.
Right.
So now you have to start making some decisions as we would.
13,000 what?
$470.
$70.
Right.
So we're over by $820.
Right.
So
So you can fix that real easily, I would think. North River's looking for 1,000. We could give them 500. The Philharmonic's looking for 1,000. We could give them 500.
all right, so now if we start thinking it from that standpoint,
I mean,
and I think that is a good strategy to take. All right,
but you're also looking at the YMCA in Hanover.
Right.
But I do think there are people in Kingston that would take advantage of some of those things.
all right, so let's look at it from
Well,
the,
let's look at the program, 18, YMCA in Hanover.
You know,
those are
that's
It says South Shore YMCA Nature Center. Hanover's the 19. 18 doesn't say where it is. It says the Nature Center. I don't know where the YMCA Nature Center is.
I think that was still local too, I can't.
on 19.
18 is just the Nature Center for the YMCA. I'm wondering where it's located. The one underneath it that's YMCA is in Hanover, but the one above it doesn't specify where their nature center is. I have no idea.
Well, wait a minute. It says, the Cape Cod Cranberry Growers Association Salmon is based in Carver is one of their.
Okay, so
I've gone to that once. It was awesome.
they were only asking 300 too.
So,
I mean, you can, you can cut the 1,000 down to 500 there.
I really
I mean, I sort of feel bad about the Sewell Homestead because I know people in Kingston go to
use it.
that.
Mhm.
So I know that he didn't put all the different cultural councils he goes to, but I mean, I know that that's an established thing that people here have
Yes,
taken advantage
I
of.
agree.
So I sort of feel, to give
Well, even
him
if we
some money then
Decrease
to,
it to 500
then,
instead of.
right. Well, we don't always give them. And then, perhaps look at one of the others that we don't know that much about.
so can I suggest a
Yes.
strategy
Yes.
Yeah.
that we look at with this group? That we look at certain ones, if they ask for this amount
Right.
or below, we fund them completely for what they ask right now. So, in other words, we don't play with, well, let's decide on the amount. Of those remaining,
Mhm.
is there a certain dollar amount? Do we want to say anyone that asks for
What, 500 and below?
500 and below, they're gonna get that full amount? of
That's
the
excluding the Fullercraft and excluding Sewell.
Homestead
Yeah.
at this point. So,
And then we go back and look
Right.
at the
so
others.
then,
Yeah.
so that would mean that we would take, and I'm gonna take every one of those others that ask for more than 500,
Mhm.
I'm gonna take them down.
So there's only 1, 2,
All right,
3.
so it would be North River. I'm gonna take every one of them down at this point.
Right,
North River, Philharmonic, and
Well, and yeah, North River Philharmonic.
And Southford.
Why?
why?
and Pinewoods,
And what?
Pinewoods.
Pinewood, oh, it is
Pinewood.
600.
Mhm.
All right, so now we do that.
Mhm.
And that's still, I'm gonna take you back, just so you know, that's still funding everything that's taken place here in Kingston
Right,
at what they asked
Right.
for. All right?
Mhm.
And everything projected. So we
Right.
haven't played with the Kingston ones. So that then says that you have taken this and you have now funded $11,120. So you have 1,530 to disperse. All right, because we've cut everything down.
Right.
So now we have to look at those people. Which would be, the first one you look at that's in the highest value would be Pinewood Camp. They
Right.
asked for 600. Do we want to give them the 600
Refresh me on that.
Give them 5.
or give them the 5?
Well, I say give them the 5.
Me
Give them
too.
the 5.
Me too.
So now we're jumping to the only ones that are there are the $1,000 ones.
Right.
And,
All right,
Mm-hmm.
so if we gave them, I don't know, well, how much money do we have to spend? Let's look at that. We have $1,530.
mhm.
So if we gave them each 700, so
Well, if we gave them 500
500
each,
each.
we
and
gave them
then,
500
and then you
already.
had some left over
So,
that you could give. If you wanted to reconsider Sewell, you could give him a certain amount for their program.
all right, so
1, 2.
So let's take those 3 of the 1,000
Mm-hmm.
and bring them each to,
500?
well, they're at 500 already. I've cut them to 500
Okay,
and now let's bring them
Oh,
up.
that's what you did.
I cut them to 500.
okay.
So let's bring them up. You want to bring them up to
750
700,
or
750?
Yeah,
So if we bring them up to 750.
But we've eliminated Seoul completely.
That's correct.
right.
At this
Yeah,
point,
do we
but now
want to
we
do that?
Well, we're gonna see how much we have
We have
left
left.
and then we can.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what you, just by doing that,
Right.
you. Let me find people.
Sorry. The accountant.
the math professor.
Yes, the math.
The math
professor.
man.
That's what she was.
Well, what should-
You know, we were fighting over the fact that we really think some of these are lousy
Right.
and we want, but we don't think any of these
The
are.
lousies, and
lousy.
we wanted
We got rid
to
of the
something for
lousies
them.
last month.
Yep.
Last meeting.
But you're right, Corinna. Seoul Farms Homestead is a big draw.
Yeah.
A lot of people go
All
there.
right,
A
so, all
lot of
And
people.
it's
So
got
then
absolutely
Let's see what we have left. that
No.
we can give.
right,
I agree with you. I think we should give them something rather than exclude them
all
altogether.
right, so let's go back. Are you comfortable, Sue? You shaking?
Yeah, well, I want to hear some numbers first
All right.
before I say that.
All right, so right now, let's summarize where we are right now.
Mhm.
Right now. there's-
Changing the 1,000 to 5.
We have anyone who asked for under 500 got what they asked for.
Okay.
Anyone except for,
Pinewood Camp.
North River,
all right, anyone that asked for, all right, so going up,
Mm-hmm.
Pinewood asked for 600,
Gave
and
them
only gave them 500.
Right.
The 3 that asked for 1,000 in this batch, we
Mhm.
gave them 750.
Oh, we did?
Well, yep, so
We
now
gave
let's
them
see what's left.
750. All right,
And what's left?
so now what is left is $780.
Right.
So,
So if you wanted to fund Sewell or anybody at the Fuller, you could do that. You could reconsider because we have that much money left over.
so you could take that
Right.
and split amongst them.
Yeah.
Um,
You can give them more than the seven
what was
fifty
the
if you
first
want.
thing you said? If
You could reconsider
Sewell, but you
Sewell
said some-
and Fuller if you wanted to.
but neither of them fulfilled the grant application.
No.
Right.
no,
And
I'm negative on Fuller.
all right, so then we have 780 something. You could fully fund Sewell if you
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
But the reason why Fuller went out was because they didn't follow the state rule.
Mhm.
You got the same thing with Soul.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna be consistent, you have to kind of take that.
Well, that's a good point.
But I think too, you also mentioned Fuller I mean,
Far away.
is farther away, so to speak. And it's for an after-school program.
It's
And,
Saturday, Sunday program.
oh, Saturday, Sunday, I thought, it was-
And then I don't believe there's I don't know, I'd have to go back and look.
yeah,
Remember, there's charges to go to the
Yes.
events at Soul, so you have
Yeah.
to take that
Right.
into
Right.
consideration too. So,
you know, so even say if we wanted to give Soul 500 and put them in the 500 pocket, that then gives you additional money so that you can go back and say, okay, the Philharmonic, lots of people
Take
come from
advantage of
everywhere to
that,
go.
yes,
So instead
yes,
of
they
giving
do.
them,
I like
$750,
that.
maybe we can fully fund them. You know,
So
But
you're,
that still leaves craft out completely.
that's even crap.
Do
Right.
people go to craft? Do you want to cut adults out of the craft?
mm,
And give
And
them,
give some money to
give them
the
some
kids
money for
program
the
or,
kids
you know,
program.
because they have two different,
Or else give it to them for craft for all, because
Right,
for all means it's kids too.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look it up from either way.
right,
And do you fully fund that?
right. And that's in the 300 area. I mean, that's below the 5. So, you know, this is now where you say, okay, you know,
Yeah.
the programs sound like pretty interesting. You know, nobody has to write a letter they have their own venue. It's the museum. I mean, I haven't been, but it's supposed to be a pretty nice,
it is
Facility.
supposed to be, but
What,
it's
Fuller?
still-
yeah,
Oh, yeah, I've been to
Yeah.
Fuller many times.
Right.
It's a lovely museum.
Right.
I don't.
Fuller or
Fuller,
Soul?
It's
Like,
just, it's
Fuller.
Fuller. Yeah,
Fuller,
Fuller's
you're talking
lovely,
Fuller.
but it's in Brockton, not nearby. As opposed to the Soul Homestead in Middleborough, it's much more handy.
well, Middleborough's still far away too.
Well, not really, on the other side of Plimpton, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So are we back to having a conversation that we may want to give money to Fuller and Soul? We gotta make that determination, although they didn't follow the rules. And, you
Well,
know,
I see your point. If you're allowing one, you should.
you gotta allow both. So,
But we can be discriminatory in terms of which one we feel is better being a recipient. I mean, in terms of,
I mean, if you're feeling that Sewell is so well, I mean, it is
Attended.
more local.
I do, I know a lot of people that go to.
Yeah, I know it's well attended.
and the thing, you know, it is. Are you a right to farm community?
Yep.
and stuff? So what? So is in Middleborough
Right.
Yep, and Plimpton.
and Plimpton, you know, that supports the right. to
And those
farm
are the people
community.
that go to Soul Homestead, people in Plimpton and people that are in that farming genre, but
So what are the numbers? All right, if we take out Fuller, which is 650,
well, they're already out, so.
they're out.
you've
So
got
now we go,
700
let's go
each.
down the.
So let's talk about what your decisions are at this point. I see 3 decisions that are
Mhm.
here. One is to look at, if we're gonna look at entities, we probably should look at Fuller, because we're saying we took them out because we said they didn't fill out the form correctly. All right, so if we put them back in because we're gonna say we're gonna ignore that, because we're gonna ignore that for Soul, that's fine. So now we have to look at. You have $780. If you're just gonna split that between Fuller
Mhm,
and Soul,
mhm.
you would be picking one of the Fullers to fund.
Right,
So do you want to pick one of the Fullers to fund? Let's start
After
with
all.
that one. Right,
after all,
I sort of feel it should be for, yeah,
for all, for
because we
all.
do have
All
another
right,
program that's for children,
all
correct?
right, so yeah,
Yeah,
so craft for all.
Mhm.
And do you want to say you didn't fill out the form right, so you don't get all of it? What do you want to do?
I mean, are you gonna say that in the email?
No,
The rejection
no,
email?
you basically, but.
But I thought, but then we should, as historically, we've had those sort of rules in there. Since we didn't this year, we're making an exception and, you know,
And,
going forward, you know, yada, yada.
well, basically on the letter that most places put forward is,
Mhm.
it says, due to the demand
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and the fact that we.
But now
had to
it's all
prioritize-
online. Don't you do it all online now?
What do you mean by?
Just say that they're rejected.
Yeah, but no, you can
You have to
correct, you can
explain.
do a crafting of the letter.
Oh, you do?
The state actually gives you one and it basically says due to the demand
Oh, okay.
and the community needs,
And it-
you
yeah.
did not fulfill,
Right,
we were
Right.
unable to fund you this year.
right.
So,
Just one quick question, Paula. If we give 300 to
Two.
Paula, what's left?
For,
let me tell you, so we give that 300 to that one,
Mm.
Mhm.
you're then left with 480.
80, right.
Mhm.
Now,
We can
the
do that.
issue is right now, you're down to two that I think probably you want to think about. Look at what Pinewood's camp is doing. What did they say that their entity was? It's in Plymouth.
Yep,
I think
Nature
it's a
Nook.
nature nook, so it's a place where kids would go
Yep.
and go through it.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if I recall or if I just said this would be a great place for, do they address sensory issues on their writer? So let's look at their, you understand what I'm saying?
Well,
from
Mhm.
sensory.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
with
which is-
spectrum, as I would say,
Right,
nonverbal.
Right.
I want to make sure, because that's moving us out.
It's an
in-
interactive area for intergenerational families to explore nature. Art, learn about our indigenous
Mhm.
neighbors.
So, all right, so
they partnered with the Herring Pond Wampanoag Tract.
so they're partnered with the Wampanoag, which,
Mhm.
That's nice.
that's
Yeah.
good. All right,
Mhm.
Mhm.
they
The children will see
plantings
the,
of native species, so they got a farm concept. They have books, so that they're gonna.
Yeah.
People think literacy is culture.
they're gonna get a coloring book. They have the Wampanoag
So
name.
they're expanding it to do the native plantings with the name, if permitted, additional indigenous pictures. So it's bringing that culture, and I believe Herring Pond is Plymouth North is where their lands were.
Mhm.
They're not Middleborough lands, I know that because the Wampanoags were there. I believe Herring Pond is Plymouth North, and then they actually end up in Bourne somehow, and I don't know how, but they do.
Maybe down at the.
So
local
if
campus
that's
where it goes through
I mean, there's no
canal.
cost to participants. They're gonna
participate.
hire some indigenous culture bearers. I mean, I
So
think
there's
it's
nothing,
interesting.
it's free, and I
Mhm.
think you gotta look at that. I don't know what Middleborough's all about, but I would assume that,
Well,
I mean,
we,
Kingston's all about, but I assume that you have some level of beyond, state average or federal average here. You're an EJCOC, lower income environment somewhere.
some areas,
Mhm.
Some area populated.
it's usually not very defined communities,
Yeah.
unless you have ocean spray or something,
All right,
big time growers.
So instead of
do we want to say,
go with the 6,
give them the 6?
yeah,
That
I
that's
say that.
something.
Do you agree?
Yep, I'm fine with that.
So,
If it means we're not giving to Soul
no,
Homestead,
we're gonna go back
We're
and.
gonna
and
go
look.
back and give,
I
so if
just
you
want
give
to,
them the 6,
so
that leaves.
yeah, but
then you have $380.
Yeah.
So that's funding sold at about half its amount,
mhm.
all right? Now you can give them the whole 380 and call it a day, or you can say, well, half of 750 is 375 and try to get there, similar to what you did
Yeah, but
with.
that's
Right, but you're gonna have
$5.
$5. So
Yeah.
give them the
Fine.
$5. So I mean, I think that,
Give Soul 380, is that what we're thinking?
yeah,
All right, we got a face here, so what are you thinking?
I would rather keep their Pinewoods camp at 500 and give 480 to Soul Homestead. 480 is closer to half of what they asked for. So that's what I would like to see. But it's a much bigger operation. It's a family event, multiple family events, Sheep Day, Harvest Day. I do think they charge, right?
They do.
Yeah,
charge.
they charge for every-
Look at your write-up, they're number 16.
Yeah.
Well,
Pinewood
it's
does not charge.
charge,
do they?
yeah, yeah.
No,
And is Pinewood a
Do they,
one-day event?
right, and did,
No, Pinewood is a
15.
15-day event. Is that what it
and did
said?
they apply to other cultural councils?
They did, they applied to Plymouth, they applied to, the Herring Pond Tribe. Yeah, they applied to Warren. They applied to Mashpee, and they applied to the.
So they've got
Wampanoag.
lots of resources.
But so doesn't Soul. Soul
Yeah.
applies to
Right,
everybody.
right.
So let's look at Soul from the standpoint of,
16.
that's number 17. So let's look at that, because now you're getting down to what is the mix and what is the history, you know?
Right,
So you
no, I
have
know.
to look at the budget page.
It's two different dates. It's May and September.
It's two different events, that's correct.
Right, right.
And if we look
They
at,
charge.
they charge,
Mhm.
all right,
That's 17.
That's okay.
No, I'm
16.
sorry, I'm the wrong one.
16.
16.
right, 16.
Oh, it's fine. I don't mean to, I'm not gonna make a big.
No, I think these are the kinds of conversations you have.
We need to
have.
have, because if they raise a question,
Mhm.
then you have.
Well, I'm
you
just
know.
trying to think of worthiness and I just, but anyway, it's fine. I'm fine with it.
Do you remember if Soul got money last year?
Next year.
Oh, she has information.
Why don't we look at this
Oh,
one?
why is that?
Let's go back, since these are the two we're dealing with.
Mm,
Let's go back and make Pinewood,
mm.
and I want to say Derby, not 650, 550.
Okay,
Yep, we've given,
And then,
so,
but
Yeah.
we've given 500.
oh, okay,
So.
okay.
Who is that?
And it was
Soul.
music at the Soul Homestead.
So changing Pinewood to 500?
Well-
50, she said.
that's what I'm doing, but last year you gave them 500.
But
Soul
I don't know if this
Homestead,
was last year, this was 23, and the program was a music program, music at the
Are
hotel.
you talking Pinewood or? you-
different-
No.
So,
So
So let's go
we've
back.
never gotten anything for Pinewood. Oh, I take that back. We did.
Pinewood, I think, was new to you last year.
Yeah,
So let's do this first. Let's take the 550. Because we
Mhm.
actually did take the big ones asking for 1,000 down. If we look at it from that. standpoint.
That's a good point. So
Right.
Pinewood down to 550?
And then I'm gonna go back to Soul, and I'm gonna first, only from my perspective, make it 0, so I can tell you what we have
Mhm.
now available.
yeah,
We would have available 400 and hundred. how the heck-
480, it was 480. Oh, no, it was 430.
We have 430 now available.
Right,
Is that
That's-
something?
that's good. I'm happy with that.
430
Yeah.
in there?
Instead of 480, because we gave another additional 50 to Pinewood.
Pinewood.
So they get
And
550.
the
Soul
reason
gets,
for that is that Pinewood does not charge,
Right.
all right?
Right.
Where Soul does charge. And then you have to start looking at what are they doing?
Right.
Pinewood is enhancing.
So what about this one? Are we done with them? No,
and they were totally different programs.
no, I
that
think
we
they're
had.
still in.
They're in.
okay, so
Totally
all
different.
these others are
These are
in.
the
These
others
are the
we're
ones that we.
made. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
So let's go through it one by one.
all right, I'm gonna.
Fuller is out.
No,
No,
to number
no.
2, but
The
3 is
first
in.
one.
Is
Right,
out.
2 is out, 3 is in at 300.
Right,
And then
11
we're gonna
is
go
in
to 11 and what?
750.
Right,
Then Pinewood's Camp is 550.
right,
Philharmonic is 750.
right.
Best Practice is 200.
Yep,
Soul Homestead 430.
yep.
South Shore Art
500.
500.
Mhm.
South Shore Y 300. And then number 19 South Shore Y is 750.
Correct.
And then Broad Cove Corral is 500.
Got it. And that adds right.
And that means that you had $12,650 to spend
Right.
this year.
Mhm.
You dispersed 12,650, and now just to do a summary across the board. You put aside $445 to
Administration.
handle
Yes.
administration.
Yes.
You created a cultural council project to support your
Yes.
350.
Yes,
You have
1780.
1780.
of 1,780.
Right, right.
You have supported in full 4 programs that are
Yes,
Kingston based,
Mhm.
2 of which are funding things at your regional school, so you're
Mhm.
hitting those students in that age population. One of which is the Arts Festival that you're kind of reviving for based upon what I hear.
Mhm.
Oh, that's my boyfriend.
It's like a frog.
Um, And,
He got my number the other day.
and you have also supported the adult program that the library
Mhm.
runs on an annual basis.
Right.
You have also now added a multifamily performance center through the library, but that will be held at the senior center, so a large crowd.
Right.
And you brought a single performer
To the church.
into the church for a community-based music thing that
Right.
Willie Nelson probably hits your
Gee,
31
I might
up.
want to come to Willie Nelson. I like Willie Nelson.
Then you have 5
Eliminated.
programs that you have eliminated due to location and support. All right. And some of them are with location because they didn't have one.
Do
And
we have to state that in?
No, I'm just doing that for the purpose of the summary because in a few minutes we're gonna make a motion.
Right.
All right, so we're comfortable with that, everyone?
Mhm.
No more discussion on that. And as we just went through, we've taken full of crap, eliminated one of the 2 programs and funded one.
Right.
North River, we funded not full, but at 750.
Right.
Pine Woods not full, but at 550.
Mhm.
The Philharmonica not full, but at 750.
Mhm.
Best practice at 200. Because that opens it up to the artists themselves and nonprofits who support culture. So it's something that we may want to look at advertising out
Right.
to our community so people understand that that's an option.
Mhm.
So Homestead, not in full, but at 430, and one of the issues on that was that they do request funding from other attendees.
Mhm.
All right, the Y at
No,
300
South Shore.
South Shore Art, excuse me, fully funded at 500. South Shore Y at 300, the South Shore YMCA at 750,
Correct.
and the Broad Cove Choral at 500.
Yep.
All right, so it gives us 12,650, which was the exact same amount that we were supposed to expend. So I'm going to ask if there's no additional discussion or a motion.
I move that we utilize this spreadsheet and vote in favor of the expenditure of 12,650
As allocated.
as allocated.
So do we have a second?
Second,
All right. So now, any discussion?
Nope.
Good job.
Now, oh, we have to vote. So
You start.
Paula Fay, yes.
Diane Fay, yes.
Milliken, yes.
Chris Morano, yes.
Susan Sherman, yes.
Okay, so we're two meetings, we've gone through it. I think we've done some good analysis on it. Now, I'm going to say that for those of you who are the co-chairs, there's still work for you to do.
Yeah, I
All
knew
right.
she was gonna say this.
Sorry.
Okay,
And
is what we bought into.
stepping out of my role as a committee member, I will provide training for you on this, all right?
Mhm.
For the rest of us,
We don't have to.
we don't need to be trained. And also for the rest of us, if, when we go through this, because the process the co-chairs are gonna go through is they are going to inform those 5 people, or the 6 people, whatever that was. I can't remember my number.
6.
Those 6
Six,
people,
yeah.
you're going to notify them that they have not been selected from the Kingston community. That
The funding.
for funding, and you're gonna do it through the online application.
They have, oh, there are 6 that have not been accepted.
Yes, she's.
And those are
These here.
these 5
These
and the
check.
one on the
Right.
next
Gotcha.
page.
All
Correct.
right,
Okay,
going to inform them that those specific grants have not been accepted. All right,
And I'm gonna do this, or we're gonna do this on the online application.
online application, you're gonna be trained so that you,
Right.
She'll sit there while you and say, and this is how you fill this out.
All right, so
Press
you-
the button.
so you are gonna be trained on that. Those letters are going to go out to those entities.
And they have
And they have 15 days
to respond.
to respond, and when they respond, they would be responding to Mass Cultural, indicating to Mass Cultural that they're not comfortable with your decision.
Mhm.
Mass Cultural then makes the decision,
Okay.
all right? And assuming that Mass Cultural doesn't come back and say you need to rework it, we basically are at the point that we will have done our job as the selection review process.
Mhm.
Now, there's still a job for the committee because we have the bigger council committee project that we have to work on defining and pushing out. All right, I think we have a aspect on that.
The 1,700.
1,700.
Okay, but who tells these people that we have,
You have to wait until
They have to.
they
we
have
have-
15 days.
Exactly.
Alright.
So after that 15 days, if we hear from nobody, if nobody said to Mass
then
Cultural,
we can go with.
Right.
then we get the opportunity to process it through. Mass Cultural usually likes you to wait a certain amount of time.
Right.
So that
So the faster we get this out, the faster we can complete this
complete
task.
the
Right.
process.
Could I say I would be glad to work with you on these 6 people? How would you like to do that?
You can say that. Now,
Would you like to do some?
yeah, the two of you want to learn.
We want to learn together.
We don't want to learn.
Do you want to cough drop?
I've had a cough drop, I've had it all, doesn't matter.
Could be the dryness in this room.
No,
or
I have
something.
no issue. I went to the doctor yesterday, but
All right, so yes, we have to educate you to press the button and send that on. So here's the situation. We have, what, we have all of next week where we could pick a day that the 3 of us are available and I can educate you.
Would you mind coming to my home? Is that okay?
I think you have to do it here, don't we?
No.
No, it's a
You
trade.
don't?
No, I'm not playing committee member at all. I'm not
Right.
playing.
Oh, I don't care what you do.
We have made our decisions.
Yeah.
I'm just showing you how to execute the decision.
In that I've
Sure, there will be coffee available or tea if you'd like.
in that I've been making plans for next week. Tuesday is going to be a nice day. Wednesday and Thursday are going to be awful.
Nice day like weather-wise? or
Yes,
nice day-
yeah,
Oh, for driving.
Right,
for driving. I was just thinking of you.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Let me just,
As long as it's during the day, because we have a bus.
all right.
It would have to be, I
right.
have evening commitments. Is Tuesday okay for you? Tuesday is not.
Tuesday afternoon would only work for me. What's the other
I
day?
could do afternoon. I have an appointment on the Cape. I have to go to the Cape Tuesday at 10:15.
I have to go to East.
12.
So Monday?
Monday,
Any other day, I'm okay.
Monday is fine. Monday.
I'll work it.
Monday's Hanukkah, but it doesn't impact me, and I don't think they do anything.
I'll light a candle.
Monday, the 15th.
Does that work for you?
Mhm, mhm.
Monday at my house at what time?
10 o'clock would work for me.
10
You
o'clock.
don't have anything, you can sleep.
I can
Sounds
sleep.
good. Training. Paula and Diane, you've been a wealth of, and Corinna, you've been a wealth of information. I mean, I
It
know
was
that
good that Corinna was able to have.
Oh, she's
some of the
history,
stuff
yeah.
Absolutely.
to help us.
absolutely.
Now, we will probably need to,
It's good to have you on the committee. but it
Later.
helps that you-
all right,
But that'll be after the first.
that's correct. It'll actually be after the
15
6th
days.
Because,
So the 8th, when
The
we
8th.
fly back.
and I don't know, maybe we'll back the 8th, because we're gonna be away for a period of
I
time.
hope it's someplace warm and
In
wonderful.
Orlando.
So they respond to Mass Cultural, then Mass Cultural responds to us.
Yeah.
So, and
that's
then,
the
and then
protocol.
if in fact that's the issue, then we would meet.
And
we would
rework these
recon-
numbers.
We would reconsider and maybe have to rework some of the numbers, or maybe we can reconsider and decide not to do it as well.
They usually tell you.
I know, so anyway, but then,
Well, they do. So then you shave, so if one person reconsiders and they say you have to give them at least $250, you shave
right,
$25 off everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
but I mean,
Okay.
we've never had that happen,
You haven't?
no. We've
Okay,
never
I
had
don't
that
know,
happen.
did we have
And
it?
I think if,
She
if,
doesn't think Middleborough ever had it.
right, and if ongoing, we put back on the website what our requirements are, having a venue
The
that,
guidelines, we need to,
Right.
that's for
Yeah.
next year, we do need to do that,
Right.
because that makes it a lot easier.
so I don't know in all the information that you've gotten from Corinne Green in the past, if she has, because we went over that. I don't have a copy of what we said our guidelines were. Because-
I have an email from Corinne that I'm thinking is pretty detailed.
It has it.
May I send it to you and you can kind of
And
organize
in
that on
actuality,
the guidelines?
Look
in
at, yeah.
actuality, you don't need to establish them until next.
Next
June or
year.
July.
But it might have, if you could take
Yeah,
that
I'll
on,
give you an
Corinne,
idea.
I'd appreciate that.
And at some point before that, supposedly you're supposed to survey what the community feels their.
That's one of the processes that they do ask that you consider doing. But those
So
are
that's
things
going to,
For next year.
that's all next year.
okay.
Let's not worry about next year until we
And
get
it's just
through.
your community on that, not going around the world.
Right.
But that's.
Now, let me ask you this. Are you two staying with us next year?
My goal,
No,
all right, my goal is to have this group,
What can I?
let me.
we need to get more
let me
people.
Have this group first get through this.
This.
Secondly, do the clean out so that we really know what's out there that people haven't sent in reports. Get all of this out there, start advertising the good that you've done this year by what you funded. So that will be your first probably
You're
media.
not answering me.
Media.
Advertise.
All right, let me just take you through this. And through this process, that you start finding new people. And then come next July, I promise I will come back and I will help you through that startup. But I will help you through that startup with the hopes that you have enough people sitting at this table that I don't have to sit there in this room.
Right, I mean, we
Does-
have to do that.
Huh?
We have to do that.
Yeah, and it does mean that, and I will come back to some of your initial processing through,
Okay,
but more as the trainer,
okay.
now, because you people are
How
very.
do
The town did appoint.
Oh, yeah.
Paul is appointed through to June of 27, I'm to June of 28.
So we are still technically
Different
on the
months.
committee, but we will potentially, when you build yourself,
Preference.
when
would
you
be-
build yourself, we'll resign.
Okay,
We'll say that you weren't.
so we
Will
should,
need us.
could we go into the town now and start asking for more people to get involved?
They've said it at the selectmen's meeting, I don't know how many times.
Well, I'll do it.
Also, because
I'm a little forceful.
Well, you
But that
want,
doesn't make a difference. I mean, I mean, I've gone to the library and I spoke to the director. I spoke to the children's librarian. if
The new
they-
director, or are you talking Zia?
no, the gentleman.
John.
Yeah,
so,
because they've gotten some funds from us before and I told them it might be in jeopardy because we might not have a committee and we'll lose the money.
So that was very close. That's why I think Chris and I got on it.
Absolutely, because there wasn't.
Because
any-
I
Was
feel
only
it
me.
would be a shame to not.
so
Well, that's how we got
what-
on it.
Right.
The state
Commit,
came to us.
it's a 2-year commit.
it's a 3-year commitment.
3.
I don't know why, but they were.
So this is what you own a friend. Own a
Phone
friend.
a friend.
But, yeah, but
I phoned friends, I phoned neighbors, but new people are moving into town, people are moving out. Some people might not be aware of it,
so,
that sort of thing.
so when you do the official announcement, and you will publicize it, and it will be in whatever your local paper is, even if it's not a local paper, it will be on your social media site, if the town has one.
Right.
Right,
I don't know if your cable TV, if it runs informational things there, you'll put it all on there. And on that document, you'll start soliciting the people interested in next year.
yeah.
I would not solicit until we get to that point,
Oh, you
This
would.
one has been,
because
Yeah.
we want to make sure.
You don't want to confuse the issue.
Well, that, and.
We don't want
suddenly
people
have
coming on
people
for this.
coming in,
It'll be in for next year.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the
Realize,
local scene is a great idea. We should do that. One of us should.
You can go on and you can talk.
Right.
And they video you
Right.
and you can explain
And-
cultural council and
And at this
Absolutely.
point, the issue is if you get somebody that comes and they appoint them and they're now on the council at this point. And if per chance, somebody rejects and Mass Cultural
Right.
says, you have to give them 250. You're
Right.
gonna be sitting here
With
with a
every
new
single
person
thing.
and have to go through the
Right.
whole.
No, we don't want to.
So,
No,
I
we're good.
mean, that's conceptually you have.
No, I think it's
balance.
been very, very smooth with the fact that you people have history. So I'm delighted.
So
We adjourn.
we haven't done that yet. We identified training is gonna happen. We're gonna say goodbye to the six and we're going to hopefully assume that nothing comes back to reassess.
Right.
And we probably will have a meeting at the end because, again, another meeting just to go through that process.
We don't-
We're gonna adjourn until a future meeting not to be identified at this point.
It would be redundant, I believe, to vote on those 6 people that we will be sending a letter to through the Mass Cultural.
We don't have. to
We
vote.
did that. We did that because we've already.
Okay,
taken
because
those
we
spreadsheets.
took, okay, that's what I wanted
We're
to,
all
I
good.
thought it was.
So
All
who's
good.
gonna make the motion that I can go?
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And we actually have to do it as a name vote. Paul.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, you
Diane
do?
Fay, yes.
Brenda Milliken, yes.
Chris Marana, yes.
Susan Sherman, yes. Thank you all.
Press that.
Those votes